Gavin.
I'm Nick.
I'm Emery.
Okay, and you're from Rocky Heights Middle School.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, welcome to today's challenge. The challenge is called a 4-square deal, and this is a copy of the challenge for you guys that will be on the table there. Your challenge today is, your task is to build a freestanding tower that touches 4 squares, and that is as tall as possible. For the purpose of this challenge, freestanding means the tower is not attached to anything. Time. You will have up to 5 minutes to use your imagination to build your tower, and then up to 2 minutes to place your tower in the squares. Part 1 is 5 minutes. You'll use the materials on the table, that's these right here, to build a freestanding tower that will be able to touch all 4 squares and that will be as tall as possible. You should not place your tower in the squares during this part of the challenge. At the end of part 1, the appraisers will measure the height of the tower above the table. And then part 2 will be 2 minutes long, and that is when you place your tower in the squares. To receive points, the tower must touch all 4 of the taped squares and may only touch the floor within the taped squares. You may adjust your tower during this part of the challenge. At the end of part 2, the appraisers will again measure the height of the tower if all 4 squares are being touched by the tower and the tower is only touching the floor within the taped squares. So these are the materials that you'll be able to use. You've got 2 12-inch pieces of string in here, 8 pipe cleaners or chenille sticks, 2 paper cups, 4 index cards, 2 mailing labels here, 4 rubber bands, 1 piece of foil, a coffee filter, and then 12 pieces of ZB plastic. For scoring, you will receive a half a point up to 20 points maximum for each inch of height of your tower above the table at the end of part 1. And then you will get 20 points if you have a tower touching all 4 taped squares at the end of part 2. 1 point up to 40 points maximum for each height of your tower, each inch of height of your tower above the floor at the end of part 2. And up to 20 points for how well your team works together. And Kimberly will be the timer.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, begin. You have 5 minutes.
Okay, guys.
So what are our bases going to be? Because we have to have 4 bases.
I was thinking.
The tape squares are about as long as from my elbow to tips of my fingers.
Okay, so what I was thinking is that 2 of these arched up with 1 of those in between, and that would be our base, and then we would cross 2 like this, assuming we have enough.
So we could.
That, and then 1 here.
So you're saying
maybe 2
if
here.
we poke holes
So
We only have 2 cups. We should use the cups on
We should put them
these
on
2
like
sides.
Like,
Yeah, because then it'll be
here and here. We should put it like there.
exactly.
Yeah, 'cause that's
It's gonna be pretty far
I don't know,
away.
twist these pipe cleaners together.
Yeah.
You can also, I think you
Rich.
can put these through the pipe cleaners to give
Yeah.
them more stability.
I'm sure you can.
See?
Yeah, those will help.
Yeah. So yes.
Okay, so
Time, please.
4 minutes left.
Alright, we have a lot of time.
Okay, just
okay,
larger.
just as long as my hand. So if
That
you
longer out, would you say?
So should we have it so like we can
so here to there. Yeah, that's a good.
so
That's perfect.
So,
We should.
with that,
That's where we can start by using these 2 and use the mailing labels to
Twist
connect
these
them,
together.
and then just build off
Let's do
of
those
that
together.
tower.
oh no, you should put some foster around that piece of part.
So that
Yeah.
it stays.
So it stays. Then we should use the mailing labels to tape it from this one to this one, and then we can
Alright,
just
let's
build
see
off
how
that
works.
one.
I hope it doesn't weigh it
No,
down.
use mailing labels.
Mailing label, because it just needs to go across.
So make sure that it's.
And it can't, we don't want it to touch the ground though, so.
Yeah.
okay, so pull it. Okay, now mailing label it.
You want
It's
it
much
half?
longer.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So we're gonna have to
wait.
It doesn't matter,
It
it just
doesn't
has
matter.
to fit in there.
has to be in there, and it will fit
Ah.
if it's a little bit longer.
Okay.
Okay, sweet.
So now we can build off this and make. But
We need to touch more, we need to touch
touch.
all of them.
should
all
we
of
just do like that and like have it, this be like one of these, it's inside the square.
Time, please.
2
minutes and 38 seconds left.
You know what I'm worried about here
Wait,
is,
so-
look, this thing's weighing it down.
So should
Yeah.
we like put
Here, wait,
some...
take that off. Let's take this
Wait, don't
piece
take
off.
that part off. You can
No,
just,
no, what we should do is we should like put rubber bands to weigh it down.
something to weigh this part down, because
Hmm?
we need something to weigh this down.
Oh, wait.
The cups.
I have an idea.
It's not a bad idea,
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
Actually, no.
It'll work. Let's use, are you doing another rubber band? Yes, you do.
Another two.
We got it, got
Time,
it.
please.
2 minutes and 7 seconds left.
Okay, before we worry about the height, we have to make sure that
It actually touches all 4 squares.
So this,
Just
do this on,
over here.
it'll be close.
it'll be close.
Wait, so, is there anything we can do?
We use something to hold it up.
We could we
Wait.
could make one of these into a tube, like this.
There.
So it's like a
So
cup.
that it's weighed down and it'll stay.
Let's drop this
That's a good idea.
Wait, but that isn't touching. Yeah, okay.
All right, attach one. Wait,
should
It has to be touching all
we
4
twist
squares.
this just to make sure that it isn't like touching the
that's good.
ground?
Yeah, that works.
Because we
What's
don't
up
put
there?
very much like
Excuse me.
Okay, do the same thing with another.
And that'll
Noodle.
just barely make
Time?
it.
1 minute, 15 seconds
All
left.
right, guys. Now we gotta build off. We gotta build up. So
Okay.
just build up. Just build up one side.
Build up a strong cup size, because the height of the tower isn't really measured
At the center
necessarily. So,
1 minute left.
We should build off just one tower, like, because they're like, yeah, so.
guys, we have 2 more rubber bands, and look at this. You can put these things.
Okay.
Just roll them up, and then you can put the rubber band.
Emery, can you take one of these down?
I don't think that's gonna stay on.
Let's take one off then.
Oh, it's falling over, so,
Okay.
this cup's falling, so.
Something.
Something here.
Take that off. Take that off.
Take that
Take it
off.
off, take it off, take it off. Leave it off.
Oh!
Okay. Step away from the structure, please. Who'd like to measure it?
And then, do you want to measure it?
I can measure it.
Okay.
I'm qualified to do that. At this point, there's no penalty for having it touching all over the place because you're not on the squares yet,
So we're gonna measure your highest point.
which looks to me like about 10 inches.
Okay, so a half a point for each inch, so if it's 10 inches, that would be 5 points, right?
Okay.
Okay?
So now you have 2 minutes to move the structure into the squares. Ready? Go.
Can we
And
also
we can't
alter the
adjust
structure?
Yes, you can alter the structure.
Take, you can, okay.
Oh.
It
It's
doesn't
gonna
matter,
work.
you
It's
can
gonna
put these
work.
things back on. It's gonna barely,
Oh, no, it's touching on the outside,
okay.
just barely though.
Okay, we're allowed to alter it.
Alter it just a tiny bit.
Move this to the very
It's
end.
getting close.
Okay.
Okay, this just fell apart.
We can make this orange one on.
We don't need the orange one.
If
And
we
then
do, we need it.
these.
We gotta-
Those are,
Hold on a minute. Let's, time?
1 minute, 17 seconds.
All right, we can do this.
oh yes, use the orange one to,
Give it some extra length.
okay. Sweet.
Now it's gotta hold up.
I know.
Put that back in. Prop it up.
Oh, that counts as part of it.
Um, okay.
Write a mailing labels.
Oh, no, that's standing up.
That's not touching.
Okay, so,
How? Oh, wait.
where's the tin foil? We can like put it under here.
Oh,
We can put this under here.
time please.
27 seconds.
All right.
Okay.
Just gotta set it back
You
up.
just gotta make it so it stands, that's all we were
Here we
worried
go,
about.
here we go, see?
Okay, wait.
All good, just don't touch it, don't touch it.
Prop that up. That's what I'm worried about. Is that
If
touching?
it doesn't touch, I mean, even if it's just a tiny bit away from not touching, it still counts as not touching. Right, it's
leave it, leave
not
it.
touching.
Time.
5 seconds.
Yeah, that's not touching. It's
Oh.
barely not touching.
Oh.
Time.
Yes.
Yes.
Look at that.
Excellent.
That close.
Oh, it's so close.
So does the edge of the tape count as
Edge of the tape is inside,
Yeah,
so the edge of the tape is fine.
Inside.
a? So 20 points. for
Yeah.
the tower touching all 4 tape squares, and it's not touching the floor anywhere else. Do we agree with that?
We agree with that.
Okay. And then part C is 1 point for each inch of height of your tower above the floor at the end of part 2. So measure the highest
I call it
point.
9.
9 from
9.
the bottom to that guy. Okay. So 9 more.
Right. All right,
And
great job.
then teamwork. Do you want to
Teamwork.
address the team?
Yeah, you can.
Sure.